Hello, my name is Kristi Fritz. I am an independent Norwex consultant. I'm making a video today because I would like to talk to you about Norwex products. To begin with, I'm going to talk about why I started using Norwex personally. And that came down to 9 years ago. I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And at the time, I did some radical treatments, and I have a long family history of breast cancer, so that I know the genetics are against me on that. And I was looking for ways to make me and my family healthier. One of those ways is to try to reduce the chemicals that are in my home. So I started looking, and a friend invited me to a Norwex party. That was a Facebook party just like this one. And I went to the party, and be quite honest, I was very intrigued. I loved the products, but the cost was a little inhibitive for me. So I bought one item. I fell absolutely in love with it. I started talking to the consultant, and I became a consultant myself. And since that time, I have collected a lot of Norwex products that I love, and I really like sharing about them. When I initially looked at the products, I'll admit I had a little sticker shock at the cost of some of the things. But now that I've been a consultant, I've done the research, I can show you, and my plan is through this party to show you ways that Norwex will actually save you money and pay for itself rather quickly. So one question is, why did I start with Norwex and not another company? And the Norwex global mission is they're improving the quality of life by radically reducing chemicals in our homes. And you might say, okay, that's great. How do they do that? And the way that we do that is because most of the cleaning that we do with Norwex can be done with a simple cloth. Like this is their most famous cloth, their backbone of the company, and it is called the Enviro cloth. And tags in the corner and help you to know what to use it for. So this one is the Enviro cloth. You can see it says Enviro, and we'll just think of E when we see Enviro cloth and E. You can clean pretty much everything with an Enviro cloth. I love looking around my home, finding challenges and things to be able to clean with this and be amazed over and over again at how awesome these products are. So Norwex is the leading company for microfiber technology. They have put a lot of science in their research and their products, trying to reduce chemicals, and not only in their cleaning products themselves, but also in their shipping. All of their products are green, they recycle, they use solar energy or other options when they can, and it is a very green company. Once you start using Norwex, you will be amazed at how you can not only save money, but save time and reduce chemicals. And if you're a minimalist person, or maybe you have an RV or a boat, or you live in a tiny home, you will be amazed at all of the things that you can ditch. Like my magnet here for my van says crush the chemicals, and that means get them out of your home, get rid of those chemicals that are harmful not only to you and your family, but to your pets and to our environment. When we're washing them down the drain, if you're using other chemicals to clean with, those are all going back into our water system. So I love that with Norwex I can use mostly water and get the even better results and still be reducing the chemicals. So one thing that Norwex does, because the Enviro cloth does so many things with water, then it also reduces the number of cleaners that you need. Now, if you think of that just alone, and you think, okay, if you're going to clean your house today, say you were just going to go top to bottom and you wanted to clean your home, how many different cleaners would you get out? You probably would have a window cleaner, you would have a toilet cleaner, you might have something that you would use on mirrors, something that you're going to use to clean your stainless steel, your stove top, and then of course your floors, your If you have hardwood floors or vinyl floors, all of those things, you're going to be using different chemicals on each one. So you might think about, okay, do you have a caddy? Do you have a bucket? What do you have? And all of the different things that you would have to move around. Now imagine if you could do all of that with your EnviroCloth. You could add in a window cloth. If you have some really stubborn stains, you can add the Norwex cleaning paste. But so many fewer things that it is going to make you have so many less things in your home and less cleaners and be healthier as well. Now, what makes Norwex microfiber so much better than other microfiber? Because there's lots of microfiber out there on the market. You can buy microfiber at Walmart. You can buy sometimes at Dollar Tree. And you might say, why would I spend the money on a Norwex cloth when I can just go get a Norwex or go get a microfiber cloth at a cheaper place? And the difference is in the cloth itself. So I'm going to do a few little things because I like to have a visual. My background is in education, and I like to have visuals because everybody learns differently and everybody will relate to these things differently. So on the market in general, if something wants to be called and be classified as a microfiber, it has to be at least the size of 1/6 of a human hair. So if you were to pluck one, and I got lots of gray ones, I'd be happy to pluck. So if you were to pluck a human hair, and now we're going to imagine that this piece of yarn is now my human hair that I've plucked. So to be considered a microfiber, it has to have at least 6 fibers. So to say this is a human hair, of course multiplied many, many times. Now this one would only have 1, 2, 3, 4 strands. And then of course there's this little sparkly one. So I guess we could consider 5 strands in this yarn. So we would have to have one more, 6 strands to make this be considered microfiber. Okay, that sounds reasonable. Now, the Norwex cloths are made from microfiber that is 1/200th the size of a normal hair. So that means if you were to take this human hair, you wouldn't split it into 6 little strands. You would take this same human hair and you would split it into 200 pieces, individual strands. That's how fine the microfiber is in a Norwex cloth. Okay, so again, now we know that. All right, so the fiber is smaller. Big deal. What does that mean? Well, what that means is the fiber is so much smaller that it now has much more surface area. I have a science background, love to be sciencey, so maybe surface area is a word that you go, okay, well, what does that mean? So I have another little demonstration for you. So I have here 2 balls, very similar sizes, a ping pong ball, a golf ball. Okay, they're both round, they're both about the same size. But if you look at this ping pong ball, it's smooth. Sorry about my dirty nails, I'm a gardener. I call it, my gardening manicure. So anyway, a ping pong ball is rather smooth. This would be like the surface of a non-name brand, a non-Norwex microfiber. Its surface is going to be smaller. Surface area is going to be smaller because its fibers are 1/6 the size of a human hair. Now, a Norwex microfiber is 1/200th the size of a human hair. So that means more surface area. And when you look at this golf ball and you see all these little divots and all the little spots, those are causing more surface area. And of course, there's a whole science behind it. If you're a golfer, I'm sure that you could really get into the airspeed and all of that, which we won't do here, but you can just see that this is a difference in surface area. The same same, it would be the same if you compared the surface area to an apple and an orange. Because the orange peel has all the little divots and bumps on it, it has a greater surface area. Now, a greater surface area, when we're speaking of cleaning, means that you have a greater surface area working for you to help you clean when you are wiping down maybe your sink or your countertop or your stove or whatever you're working on. And again, I want to show you another demonstration of how you can see the difference in a microfiber and the denseness and the surface area. So I have here just a light, and I have a non-Norwex microfiber. Yes, I do have a few of those just for demonstration purposes. So here is a non-Norwex microfiber and a Norwex microfiber. They're both damp. I actually was just laundering, so they're still damp. So I'm going to turn this light on. You can see it's quite bright. I take this fabric and I put it here, and see how you can see with this is non-Norwex, and you can see right through there. So that tells you it's not woven as tightly, okay? It doesn't have the surface area. Now, same thing, I'm going to hold it the same distance from the light, and here's my Norwex. And yes, you can see light, but you can't see nearly as much light coming through this as you can with the non-Norwex. So that's showing you how much more surface area you have working for you. Now, that is one aspect of Norwex of why it is so much better. But the most important thing for me is that it is embedded with silver. That means, just like I showed you in this yarn, okay, so we were looking at these strands, and this happens to be a yarn that is for something that would be sparkly. So you can see this one little sparkly thing that's woven into this yarn. And that's exactly what happened with Norwex. When they are making these microfibers, remember 1/200th the size of a yarn, they weave silver into the microfiber. Why do they do that? Well, silver has an interesting history. And if we look at silver uses in the past, and this is just a medical journal that I had long and intriguing history of antibiotic in human, as an antibiotic in human healthcare. It has been developed for use in water purification, wound care, bone prosthesis, reconstructive orthopedic surgery, cardiac devices, catheters, and surgical appliances. Why would they use silver in those things? It's because of its antimicrobial and antibacterial properties. So what does that mean exactly? If you're not a science person, you may be a little confused and saying, well, what difference does that make? What happens when you wipe up, say you're cutting, and I will do some other demonstrations for you in future videos, but say you're cleaning up chicken. You've making chicken for dinner tonight, and you're wiping up the bacteria. Or maybe you make scrambled eggs for breakfast and you drop an egg, or you have some drizzle of the egg. Okay, we all know that eggs can carry salmonella, chicken can carry it. There can be other bacteria, of course, always present when you're monkeying with food. So you grab your microfiber, you grab your Norwex microfiber, you wipe that up. Well, now that bacteria is now in your cloth. Now in a normal non-Norwex cloth, you wipe that up. Now that bacteria now has a beautiful home to grow in, because that bacteria now is in your cloth. And where does bacteria like to grow? Someplace warm, someplace. But when they get in the microfiber that is in a Norwex, it's a whole different story, because remember, it has the silver woven in. That silver is not going to go out. It's not going to leave the fabric. It's going to stay there for the lifetime of your Norwex. But when it gets in there, the silver that is in there actually reacts with the bacteria, and it kills the bacteria, but it also makes it so it cannot reproduce. So the bacteria has to die when it comes in contact with a moist cloth. Now it's important, if you want it to kill the bacteria, your cloth needs to be moist. The moisture activates the silver. So say you wipe up that chicken, you wipe up an egg, whatever you're working with. Maybe you have a sick child or a runny nose, or someone has been sick in the household, whatever. You want it clean, you want that bacteria gone. You don't want it reproducing, and then you reuse this cloth and spread it some more places. You use your Norwex cloth, it gets wiped up, it, because of the greater surface area, stays in the Norwex, and that bacteria is now killed. It is gone. It is not going to spread to another surface. So at the end of whatever you're cleaning, you're wiping up, you're going to rinse with water, no chemicals, rinse with water, wring it out. And I love their handy tags that they always have in the corners. It makes it easy to hang up on a knob, or you can put it over your oven door, whatever you do to dry your fabric that you have in your kitchen or whatever room you're cleaning. You let it dry. Once it's dry, all those bacteria, they're dead. They're gone. They're not going to transfer on. You don't have to wash your Norwex after every use because it's basically self-cleaning. Personally, I wash my Norwex products about once a week. If you're doing something really messy, obviously if you clean up vomit, you clean up something nasty, yes, you're going to want to wash it right away. But typically in your kitchen or your bathroom, you clean it, you rinse it out with water, wring it out, dry. That's it. Other things, of course, we've all been through COVID, we've all been through all of that, and we're talking about, and there's been a lot of awareness of different bacteria, different germs that are out there, and of course, everyone knows the famous sprays and wipes and all of that, but again, all chemicals. Here, we're cleaning with our Norwex cloth and water. That's it. No chemicals, nothing on your skin. And Norwex has so many fantastic products. Honestly, I have a lot of Norwex, and there is nothing that I don't love. So we've gone over the medical uses, of why they have microsilver, the science behind it, and why I think that Norwex are the best products out there, why that's what I use in my home. And as my kids have gotten older, they keep getting Norwex gifts from their mom, and I think they make great shower gifts, teacher gifts. There's just so many ways that you can help, and slowly we can all work together to reduce the chemicals that are in our life, making our environment not only healthier for ourselves, our families, but also for our entire world. We can help to create, again, like their motto is, we're going to improve the quality of life by radically reducing chemicals in our homes. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope I wasn't too sciencey for you. And I'm so thrilled that you're joining us in this party. We're going to be sharing lots of fun tips, and I'm going to have games. I want participation. There will be giveaways, and I'm just hoping that you can all enjoy and can learn to love Norwex like I do. So thanks for stopping by. Thanks for checking out the video, and we'll see you soon. Bye.